can you take a guess on what has been one of the most mind-boggling debates to have ever taken place since the human civilization stepped out of the caveman days into a more thinking society? The debate probably persists till date, and the topic is, what is the mind all about? And what is its form, its function, its nature, and more importantly, its relationship with the physical body and with the soul. But of course, you know that you are more than your body. Why else would you continue to be the same person even if you were to lose a body part or a body function? So, if your body does not make you the person that you are, then what is that extra bit? What is that essence, that entity which does? This is the question which has hundreds of philosophers across thousands of years giving rise to this endless debate. So, if I were to ask you, what is the mind? Is being conscious equivalent to having a mind? If yes, then what happens to the mind when you are asleep or when you are unconscious? Or better still, what do you think is the form, the shape of this mind? Is it equivalent to the brain, or is it something more subtle and more non-physical that extends beyond the brain tissue? While the function of the mind may not have struck you so directly, but Advaita Vedanta has done a clear distinction of the mind into four functions. The manas is the power to think, to process data. Second is the buddhi, the intellect, which allows the mind to determine, to arrive at a conclusion, to make a decision. The third function being Chittam, which is like a memory bank which stores memories and emotions attached to those experiences and memories. And the last function being the Ahankara, that is the sense of I, which gives the self a distinction from other beings and from the surroundings. Even the question of how the mind gets created has been tackled in these debates. Advaita Vedanta says that the mind is created by the 5 elements that comprise all matter visible to us. These 5 elements are earth, fire, ether, air, and water. This composition of mind is done through the medium of food that the living being consumes. The grossest part getting eliminated, the less dense part becoming a part of the physical body, and the most subtle part of the food comprises the mind, which is why the Western medical science today confirms that the second brain lies, guess where? Yes, in the gut. And many of the body chemicals which were earlier known to have been produced by the brain alone are also being produced and are circulating in the gut, like the serotonin. So Vedanta agrees that since the mind is nourished by food, it certainly is made of matter, albeit subtle matter. And because it is made of matter, it cannot be held eternal and does perish when the physical body perishes. Indeed, you are not the body and you are not the mind, but there is something extra which makes you the person that you are. And the answer closest to this can be found in the 5-layer theory found in the ancient text, the Taittiriya Upanishad. The theory known as the Panchakosha in Sanskrit identifies the human body as having 5 layers that interpenetrate each other and cover the soul like the layers of an onion. Transcending the physical body are 3 layers of the subtle body. one of which is the Manmaya Kosha, translated as the mind body or simply the mind. And this is where you spend your lifetime, most of your life in, and not with your family and friends, and not in the office, and not even in the traffic jam, but in your mind body, caught up in thoughts, emotions, experiences, memories, imagination, and the subconscious mind. So, next time when you come under the grip of the ungoverned mind, one that leads to negative emotions and to poor choices, you should understand that these thoughts are emerging from your mind body, which is where you are operating, and that these thoughts do not make you the person that you are. In that realization, you shall be able to step back from those thoughts and instead be able to witness those like a movie reel which is unfolding and passing by in front of your eyes. In that process, you shall be able to react better to situations. You shall be able to make better choices and have a better control over your thought process. This, to my mind, is the essence of this beautiful yet mind boggling debate that continues till date.